reading through this has made my head spin, just the amount of details contained.
Yeah, look, we have a graphic. Basically, let's show you this. According to the indictment, it says that Mayor Cantrell and Jeffrey Vappy's relationship all started on a trip to Scotland. We're going to show you that. It says in or around October 2021, Vappy accompanied Cantrell to Scotland. Vappy would later reminisce in a WhatsApp message to Cantrell that the Scotland trip was, quote unquote, where it all started. Again, they deny a relationship, but the feds have basically given you a 50-page indictment laying one out.
And not only that, the Scotland trip, that was just one of more than a dozen trips. The indictment alleges that Vappy accompanied the mayor on 14 trips outside of Louisiana. That includes places like Los Angeles, Orlando, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., international destinations as well. You just heard the message about the Scotland trip where it allegedly all started, all totaling about $70,000 in costs incurred just for his travel on the taxpayer dime. So as we are still combing through this indictment, I mean, it kind of puts it all into focus. Even why it was taking so long for the feds to piece it all together, once you read through this, you can see that they've done a pretty extensive job.
You just joined us, Dr. Lee. What is your initial thought? I mean, it's a historic day, unfortunately, a bad historic day. First mayor indicted, but when you read this, I mean, this is pretty salacious.
One is salacious, and two, it reflects what I use to tell my students. You cannot escape digital lipstick, and that's what you see here, where the digital crumbs in terms of using WhatsApp and technology is a footprint that can never be erased. Change phones, change service, providers, whatever, and that's what you see a lot here. The other aspect is that there was a sense of entitlement, apparently, that they would not get caught, but they continue to use devices that leave a footprint, and those footprints can never be erased, and that's what you see here.
And it's funny you should mention that, because I know, Pat, you had talked about on one page of the indictment the sense of entitlement that they wouldn't get caught. One page of the indictment talks about someone even giving a warning to the mayor about what she was doing was potentially illegal.
Yeah, somebody texted her and writes, "It is a felony," all caps, "to have your lover be paid to work and have his travel paid for by the city. Please don't let this be your path, LaToya." And she writes back and says, she challenged the person who wrote that, said, "Prove that I'm having a relationship." And then there's another, in the 1001, y'all call them false statements counts, the 1001 counts on page 34. Vappy talked to the FBI. Please don't do that. Don't talk to the FBI. That's your friends. He talked to the FBI, and he lied to him, because he said he did not have a physical or romantic relationship with her, that he had never kissed her. You know, this stuff's going to get pretty graphic at trial. This is going to be not nice.
And if you look at this, well, let's get back to you all really quickly, Dr. Chervenak. I mean, when you read this, this has been out there. These reports have been out there about the mayor, a possible relationship with Jeffrey Vappy. She continues to deny it. I mean, we haven't heard from her today yet, but up until about an hour and a half ago, she had continued to deny it. But the feds just laid out what was a whopper of criminal charges dealing with this.
And I'm going to agree with Dr. Lee here that the suggestion I always give my students is don't press send, because once it's out there, that digital fingerprint is out there forever. You're never going to be able to erase it. And even with an encrypted app like WhatsApp, and I think this is why they relied almost solely on WhatsApp, because they believed that this would be encrypted, that this would never be found. But of course, the FBI has significant resources at its disposal to unearth this type of information.
Let me ask you all this, and I'll have all three of you all weigh in as kind of a jump ball here. There was a mayor in Nashville that went through something very similar to this.
Indictment on page 18.
Is that mentioned? Okay, well, go ahead if you want to stop. But yes, there was a mayor in Nashville that went through a similar set of circumstances. Are there parallels between these kinds of cases?
She resigned and she had to pay a fine. Here you have a mayor who was in denial, kept saying nothing's personal between us, even up to this point. So we see that denial did not correspond to the facts and the actions, even though she was warned. That's the issue here. And the other thing, the proof. You can't deny the pictures and the text communications. That digital footprint does it every time.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures here, Pat, and I know you looked at some stuff. I mean,
Yes.
some of these pictures jump off the page when you see them in the indictment.
Yeah, it says in the indictment that she hit the delete button on the WhatsApp, so the FBI couldn't look at them for 24 hours and got them back. So once it's out there, pal. And I'll tell you something else. Whatever we said before we saw the indictment, and whatever Councilman Thomas says about he hopes for a swift resolution, that ain't happening. There's so much stuff in there. Yeah, there's so many different aspects of this conspiracy for the defense attorneys to be investigating and getting witnesses. This is going to be a long time before this is resolved in court.
And even what Joe Russo said about, hoping it's not sensationalized. I mean, this, there are lots of juicy details for people who like to be all in the details. This is a page turner of an
But we
indictment, I have to
mentioned
say.
sensationalized, the fact that they were trying to mimic the Bodyguard movie to some degree.
There's a picture in
Yeah,
here.
a picture in
On
here.
page 32, if you want to look at that, Pat or Ed. There is something also, just to keep you up to speed as we show you the Joe Russo statement in 30 minutes at 2:45, we are going to take you live. FBI U.S. Attorney's Office, the acting U.S. Attorney Michael Simpson, and the FBI are going to have a press briefing. We're going to carry it right here on air, as well as on all of our websites, social media platforms, and our WDSU app. You don't have to go anywhere to get the very latest as we unpack this federal indictment. Mayor LaToya Cantrell charged with a handful of serious crimes, like Gina said. When we were talking about this, when it came down, and we're going to show you the charges, we didn't know if it was going to be for a legal term, ticky-tack stuff, or low-hanging fruit. These are serious crimes. Conspiracy, wire fraud, conspiracy to obstruct justice, false statement, and obstruction of justice. No, Pat, if you can weigh in, it's not bribery. But this is not also honest services fraud or something, misprison of a felony that would be considered a low-level felony.
No, but it's going to be interesting. The hardest thing about this case is going to be to do the sentencing guideline calculation, because usually you just plug in a number in a statute and you've got it. But here, I think that even though they charged all these offenses, the guidelines may be relatively low for something that we are perceiving to be so serious, because nobody lost anything. I say, the public lost around
$70,000 of travel, yes, but not.
Well, but some of that was paid back for her first class
Yeah.
tickets and stuff. But I mean, usually when you see these public officials getting slammed like this, there's some big bucks involved, and not in this one.
Yeah, and Dr. Shervanek, I know you've talked about this at length on, I know you make the rounds a lot of times and you do a lot of media, but this has been a topic that's been talked about nonstop.
Wherever you go, everyone asks about the mayor. Is she going to be indicted? It was always hanging over our heads and over the city's heads. And it is unfortunate that it happened. This is it's not the way you want to end your tenure as mayor of New Orleans. I know she's had a difficult tenure, but this is not the way you want to end it. But unfortunately, from now on, she's going to be known as being indicted by the federal government.
And Pat,
Well,
back to your point, like I'm looking at these bullet points here, 15,000 personal messages, pictures, voice messages via WhatsApp, and all these different things. But you were saying, typically with a case like this, there's some type of bribery, kickback, big bucks exchange. But this appears all to be, I guess, in pursuit of love or a romantic connection is pretty much how it's laid out here.
I keep saying, Gene, ain't love grand. He told the FBI agent when he foolishly talked to them that he hadn't done these things, and they say since at least October 2021, Vappie had been in a romantic relationship, a physical relationship with Cantrell. He had kissed Cantrell. He had told Cantrell that he loved her, all in violation of 1001 of the United States Code about false statements. So why would you talk about those things, and how are they going to prove that in court?
Let me say something about the.
Go ahead.
I saw they had 15,000 phone calls. I was involved in another case where they had 9,000 cell phone calls between one defendant, and that person had to serve time. Yes, there was some money involved and so forth, but again, we're back to the digital lipstick and the fact that it leaves this trail. Unfortunately for Mayor Cantrell, she's in the last quarter of her term, second term, and this will be how her legacy will be written in the very first paragraph.
And look, these are going to be facts that come out. This is going to be stuff that's going to be hard for people, especially some people. We're all sympathetic. The mayor's late husband passed away, but if you look at the timeline on some of this stuff, on March 30th, 2022, VAPI conducted an online search. What's Whitney Houston's character's name in The Bodyguard? And then it says on June 11th, what was it?
Rachel Marin.
Rachel Marin, thank you, Gina. On June 11th, 2022, Cantrell sent VAPI the following images and messages. Essentially, it looks like they're trying to mimic something from The Bodyguard. I know I go back to this. The mayor has denied the relationship. She was married at this time, and her husband had not yet passed away.
Honestly, also juicy details, but it also kind of is a punch in the gut when you read this and you're looking at, all the time spent, all the communication, all the plans, all the alleged in this document collusion, which city employees could be trusted, all the discussions they had about the ongoings and the machinations of city government.
You know what this does? This reaffirms the suspicions, the mistrust, the stereotypes that many people, not all, may have about government and why they don't trust and have faith in it. It is wrong, yes. However, we have to be very careful. You're innocent until proven guilty. Indictment doesn't mean you are automatically guilty. The burden will be on her. But anytime you see all this information, people will jump to conclusions, unfortunately, and the evidence speaks for itself. What's next? We don't know.
Well, Pat, he's already laid out what is next from the legal aspect. Ed, stand by for a second. You have something that you just found that looks like you're chomping at the bit to talk about right here.
I'm just getting to page 36. I'm a slow reader, but on page 36, they say she concealed documents from her grand jury return. So in other words, they subpoenaed something from her. She gave them a response, and what was called for in the subpoena, they found out that she had more that she didn't turn over.
And that's a no-no. You've had clients in that spot.
Yeah, that gets judges mad and people like that have the system involved.
And I also, just pouring through the documents, I want to direct us to page 11, line 60 on page 11. This was a chatter when it happened. It says, on or about September 11, 2023, Cantrell informed the interim superintendent during an in-person meeting that the interim superintendent would not become the permanent superintendent of NOPD, and VAPI was in attendance at that meeting. We know the interim superintendent at that time was Michelle Woodfork. This has never been said publicly. This is, all the things that had kind of been the chatter. But VAPI was in that meeting when Michelle Woodfork learned that she would not be named the chief of the NOPD. And now it's laid out in this indictment.
Which in itself, which if you could talk,
How does that affect the sheriff's race?